Marlene or Rachel, can you send Carol another link to the meeting, please, by email?
I can go ahead and do it.
Okay, thank you, Rachel.
And Marlene or Rachel, where are we on quorum?
We have 4 people so far.
Yeah.
When Carol gets here, we'll have quorum.
Okay, thank you.
I can only stay on for 30 minutes. I've got another meeting I have to go to, and I've got, audit stuff pending. So I've got, a lot on my plate, but I thought, let me get on for at least 30 minutes.
No, thank you. We'll let Carol know as soon as she gets on that.
Sure.
To get on this.
I saw Nate had a comment saying the same thing.
All right. So Carol, are you with us?
Oh, good news. Yes, I apologize. I don't know why it didn't work before.
Okay, so we don't want to take too long. You have quorum now, but you only have that for 30 minutes.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead right away and see how people feel about the draft letter. And those of us who participated in drafting it, I guess, are basically asking for input from those of you who did not.
Carol, would you like to, we need to share the letter, or do you want to, how do you want to proceed?
Everybody should have seen it. You can go ahead and share it on the screen if you want to, and we can kind of go through it.
I have a comment.
Yes, please. Is that Nate?
Yes, this is Nathan. I am not entirely certain how materially different this is from Catherine Shields' original and earlier proposed resolution that we were all pretty roundly against. So, I mean, the language is definitely different. I wasn't able to do a clean side-by-side comparison, but a lot of the language is similar. If anyone has anything that can sort of describe to me how this is substantively different and why I might want to reconsider my opposition, I leave the floor for that.
I think that what happened was Catherine Shields withdrew the resolution and that it has resurfaced. And so I don't think it is materially different. And the letter that we're proposing still opposes the resolution. But instead of just saying, you know, we oppose the resolution, it's been beefed up with a little more substance, thanks to Scott and Jensen.
Yeah, and just quickly, the background is Shields had originally asked me to collect feedback from the commission, but then we pulled that back at the moment. And then last week, Councilman O'Neill introduced it on the floor. So it was assigned to TIO, and then I've asked the mayor to provide time for the commissions to review this. So, and that was at the request of Councilman Shields. She reached back out to my office and asked us to give both commissions a chance to review the proposed resolution and provide feedback. So that's the backstory. Michael Kelly's got his hand up.
Yes, one's very, very small edit I wanted to propose for the letter is that I'm trying to see where this is in the, let me see, in the first paragraph in the third sentence that begins as drafted. I just wanted to change the period to a comma. So yeah. That was the thing there. I agree with Nathan on this. Like we made it very clear with Councilwoman Shields that this resolution is not helpful for our long-term energy goals. And so I don't see why the council would consider this from another council person after it was introduced and then withdrawn by a previous council person. So I'm definitely in support of sending the letter. And yeah, I just hope that the council, the TIO, ultimately rejects this proposed resolution.
Yeah, and Michael, just to clarify, I don't think Shields had actually introduced it. She was just at that point kind of wanted to get input into it before she even considered introducing it. So you haven't got that far. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Sure.
Another thing that I was thinking is that we would send a letter, but the talking points that Scott provided that really give more detail would be mostly for benefit of the staff in case the conversation starts going south in the committee meeting. Is that helpful to Andy? I wasn't thinking that the talking points would be attached to the letter.
Yeah, no, it's certainly helpful. Sure.
Sure. And I was just having some quick time and shooting from the hip on some of those. So those could be freely edited and improved if that's.
Yeah, you know, they sort of speculate that if it turns out that the council's hell-bent on pursuing this, that the wording should be changed certain ways. But if we can get them to just agree to not move forward at all at this time, that would be a better solution, and
Yes.
we can be more thoughtful in the future.
Yep, I would agree with that. But I guess my take on possibly this slight wording differences between this one and the original one a month or two back. Again, I haven't been able to look at them exactly side by side, but this one seemed to pay at least a little more homage, lip service to city's climate goals. But that's where I thought if push comes to shove, the first thing I would want to stick in was specific reference to the CPRP and the specific previous resolutions for climate goals.
Right. If there are not a lot of comments about the specifics of the letter, are you all comfortable enough with it to just make a motion and go with the letter, with the idea that the talking points again are background for us and for staff, and not an attachment to the letter? Have anybody that would like to make that motion?
This is Michael Kelly. I'll make the motion.
Okay, with his grammatical correction.
Yes, and I'll second it. This is Gloria.
The second, I didn't hear who seconded.
Gloria,
Gloria, thank you. Well, can we have a show of hands for those who would approve sending it? You guys raise your hand.
I raise my hand. I'm raising my hand. I'm not on video.
Okay. Can you guys count it from there?
I see 3 so far.
Okay. I see
Oh,
Scott and
4.
Gloria and me.
Okay, yep.
I see a icon for Nate and
I'm sorry, I gave a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yep.
Jensen.
This is Michael. I'm also in approval as well. So
Okay. Do we have any opposed? And I'm going to have speak if you're opposed because I want to be sure we're clear. In that case, I think we just go with it. And can you guys go ahead and put it into a format that, you know, official and
Yep.
send it on?
Yes, we can. And I was also going to ask, will there be a representative, assuming it shows up next week in committee, would there be somebody from the EMC there to testify? Just out of curiosity.
What time is the committee meeting?
What are they typically, 9 a.m., I guess?
Is there anybody that plans to go?
I cannot, I'm out of town, in fact.
I don't think I'll be able to attend.
Yeah, I don't think I will be either. Is it going to be a problem if we're not there?
No,
We
your
get
letter
the
will,
letter to them in advance.
no, the letter will get to them in advance. Just as, it's more of a curiosity as to if there were any commissioners that were maybe thinking about being there to testify.
I saw Gloria's
Mark.
hand was up.
It may still be up from the vote. Gloria,
Okay.
is there
sorry.
anybody that
sorry,
that
it's still
wants?
up for the, it's still up from the vote. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I can't go to that meeting, but. no,
Okay.
it's-
Yep, it keeps coming up. I'm trying to lower it.
I'll take it down.
Well, we'll just take a few minutes. We can, I respect everybody's time here. Are there any commissioners in attendance that have any comments before we go?
No,
I'm
I
just-
didn't have my hand up.
You keep putting your hand up. I keep putting it down.
I
you
know.
keep it Back
I'm
up.
trying to get it down and it's, okay, it's down. I'm gonna shut off my microphone.
I have a
Okay,
question.
Michael, did you have something?
No, I'm going to defer to Nate so he can say his piece.
Okay.
Is this Councilwoman Shields like testing us to see if we are just opposed reflexively or if we have some meat hanging on the bone behind our opposition or what?
I don't think it's Councilman Shields. I think it's the pressure's coming from somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, this was introduced on the floor by O'Neill, Councilman O'Neill.
Okay. I guess what I would say to that is like if we do have these talking points, you know, as sort of a halfway in between like substantiating our opinion and reasoning, if they want or need or just sort of are unconvinced by our letter, we may want to turn these into something a little more fully formed so that we can demonstrate the why behind our choice. That's all.
Right, I think so. One of the things is this resolution is kind of showing up other places in different forms, like at the state houses and various places. So it's not something that is being ginned up. I don't think it's being ginned up locally at all, even. So.
Yep, I think you're probably right. I guess to me, Carol, that first talking point was kind of like, I don't know, this resolution almost seems kind of pointless because it's apparently there's already something that's similar that's been set up in the state.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that they're doing at the state, but I think we don't need to.
We don't need to
well,
reinforce it.
you know how Missouri is.
Yes.
They preempt everything they can preempt every time they can, every time they get a chance. But I think we don't want to do it at the city as well. We have several guests. Do any of the guests have anything that they would like to add briefly before we adjourn? Oh, we are. Who is that?
I just joined. My apologies. I'm having tech issues with Teams, but I'm here and I got the resolution pulled up.
Molly, we voted to send
Okay.
the letter saying don't do it.
Okay, then
And the point that we made is that the talking points don't go with the letter. The talking points are just supplemental information for Andy to have and
Right.
for us to have in case
well, you
he's,
made the right decision. Thank you.
okay, good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Do definitely.
All
there-
right.
Are there any follow-ups? Like, should any of this sort of thing go into the annual report? Similar to like talking points?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I just don't know. Certainly
just-
one of the things that we need to be sure everybody understands is that whatever you do is always more complicated than just saying we're going to change our minds about how we do things. And so we do have to be thorough in assessing all of the different ramifications. So other than that, I don't know.
Or making sure that our policies align with the climate plan.
Yeah. And I think as they align with climate plan, we have to be realistic about if they're tied to things like the way a business stays in business, and make sure that there are mechanisms that don't create unintended consequences.
Yep. Well, you guys are brilliant.
Well, it helps a lot to have people who really know about this stuff. And I tip my hat to Jensen and Scott because they absolutely are experts in this area. So thanks to them. Well, if there's no other business to come before the commission, I think we should go on with our day. Thank you all for taking the time to do this.
Yes.
And
thank you.
Andy, if you'll put it together,
thank
you
you.
feel free to add my name.
Okay, yep, we'll put it together and we'll go from there.
Okay, thanks a
Thank you,
lot.
everyone.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Take care all.